What did you make of the team performance tonight?
I think we had a good performance tonight. We knew that it was a hard game, like top 5 game in the country. We were prepared for it, and we didn't win, but I think we made a great game and we made a great effort.
Did you feel the result was justified? Did you feel the team did enough to win, or did you feel the tie was
I think
a fair result?
I think we had some real opportunities, especially in the last 30 minutes of the second half and last 5 minutes of the second of the
Second overtime.
yeah of the second overtime, and we missed them. It's soccer. We know that we don't have a lot of opportunities against a good team. We just have to finish them.
Number 4 team in the nation, how exactly did you prepare for this one coming in with a short week?
We're ready. We're ready. We know we have a good team this year. We know that we can accomplish a lot of things. We prepared like any other game, like without pressure, without anything. We know that we're ready for any team who can come here. We have the most beautiful stadium in the country, and we have the best team in the country. So we're prepared for anything.
And as a freshman, how did it feel playing in the stadium, packed and all, and taking in the whole thing?
It's really good. It motivates a lot, but I think like after the 2-3 first minutes, you don't think about anything. You just focus on your game and you try to give the best.
What was Coach Lolla's message at halftime?
At halftime, we had like some difficulties. We tried to solve them, and I think we did really well. And that's why he didn't like the message he gave us is like continue our relentless effort and keep focused on the game and don't give easy opportunities, and we know it's gonna pay. Even if it's not gonna pay in this game, I think it's gonna pay in the long term.
How fortunate are you? How fortunate is the team to have a guy like Will back there making some big saves tonight?
I think we made a really good game, and we're really happy to have them, especially like as defender. He made really good saves and he was really good in the air. It was like you play with more confidence when you have a really good keeper like Will behind you.
And how do you prepare for the next match coming up against Charlotte next week?
As I said, we're ready for anyone and we're going to prepare it like other games. We didn't win tonight, but we had a clean sheet. I hope next week we're going to win and still going with the good defense.
Anything else?
Thank you.
For Will Meyer.
Will, 4 saves. You had to be proud that your defense didn't make it more saves that you had to have.
Yeah, the defense was great. I think, especially at the end, that big tackle that Joey Kunkel made, that was awesome. I mean, they were good all day on set pieces, on just in the run of play, and it just never felt like North Carolina was going to break us down. So I give them a lot of credit.
The defense as a whole has been stellar as of late. North Carolina has one of the best offenses in the country. What is it about the U and the defense that's able to shut teams down?
I think we're just we're getting games under our belts, and I think that's the most important thing. And the more games we play and the more experience we get, I think the stronger we become as a defensive unit.
How does overtime feel to you? For everybody else, they're running around, but to you, is it something else?
Yeah, I mean, that's the first overtime I've ever played in, so it was a little nerve-wracking and kind of had a different feel to it because everyone's so tired. But I think the guys hung in there so well, and they put in all they had, and you can't ask for more than that.
What kind of problems did UNC present to you, and how did the team adjust to them?
I think that UNC was a very technical team. I think in the midfield they had a few guys who could really play, and I think that while they were very good, I think we counteracted them very well, and I think we were prepared for them, and we were able to adapt during the game to counter what they were doing.
The big moment of this game, just the magnitude as a whole, was this even more nerve-wracking than your first game against USF?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, when you look up in the stands and there's a couple thousand people up there, you really want to put on and do your best, and I think it was an electrifying atmosphere, and I credit the fans for that, and I would like to play in many more of games similar to that.
How exactly did you prepare for this one on a short week?
I mean, with the short week, it's tough because you have to obviously rest your guys from the game previous to make sure they're ready to go. So we did a lot of kind of just like walkthroughs and just preparing for what they were going to do, and I think that we did a good job.
You got one home game left. Talk about the season overall, how fast it's flown by, and just something that you maybe individually have learned.
Yeah, the season flew by, and I think that the biggest lesson for me is not to take anything for granted. I mean, everything's awesome, and like at the end of the season, there's going to be guys that I'll never be able to play with again. So I think that I really need to seize every moment and take nothing for granted. Even though I do have 4 more years left, they're gonna fly by just like the last 2 have.
Thank you.
Good.
Awesome.
How you doing?
Good.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, can you talk about the performance of the team tonight?
I was, and I said this to the guys afterwards, I was extremely proud of their effort tonight. I heard you mention Will coming off 2 days rest. UNC didn't play this week. So they were fresh coming in, and us playing off of 2 days rest and the effort we got tonight. I thought as the game went on, we actually got stronger. The second half was better than the first, and I thought even in overtime, I thought we were pretty good. So very proud of the guys and the effort.
More or less after the result of this game was ultimately going to decide practically who was going to be the second seed in the ACC. It didn't go your way to get the draw. North Carolina still stays the second seed. Does that feel like a regret? Does it feel like do you regret? Oh, well, no. Do you feel this is like a wasted opportunity for this game?
Well, you know, I think what's important is 2 things. One is the point is going to matter really at the end because that in the ACC, I think you want to 1 win your division, 2 is be in the top 2 seeds, and 3 top 4 because the top 4 get a bye into the quarterfinals. So our destiny as far as winning the division isn't up to us. We have to watch what Wake Forest does. And then as far as finishing, second to get a home game in the quarterfinals, or thereafter, after the quarterfinals and the semis, that's still in the balance. But right now we're tied with UNC, and we have a chance, moving forward depending on their results and ours.
This is the 3rd overtime this year and double overtime too. It still ended up being a tie at the end of the game. What do you take from these games, and how do you, towards the end of the season, get the win?
Well, the important thing is that we're not conceding in overtime. We're not giving up goals. And what I've told our guys at the very beginning of the season is teams that win national championships don't concede. I laughingly joked with our coaches. I said we would have beat them in penalties. That still gives you a chance in the NCAA tournament, ACC tournament, to still move on. And I thought we created enough opportunities, even in overtime, and it didn't go our way. But the message is we didn't concede.
Did you change formation throughout the game? Because I know you normally run a 4-2-3-1, kind of some periods throughout the game.
No, it was pretty similar. According to their shape, guys maybe show up in different spots to try to find spaces to play. But defensively, it was the same, and I thought we did a pretty good job. I don't remember too many chances with them where you kind of go, ooh, that was close. So we limited them, and they've. I think there's only one other game all year they've been shut out, and they have like 37 goals on the season. So shutting them out, is pretty good. And not only did we shut them out, I thought we did a pretty good job of just limiting all opportunities.
Talking about their offense, what is it about your team as a whole, defensively, or just as a team as a whole, that's able to almost keep one of the best offenses quiet throughout the entire game?
I think that we do it together. It's a collective. Will gets credit for the shutout as a keeper, but it starts with Mo up top and how he's defending and everybody else in between. We are a team that is committed to defending and do it pretty well when we're collective.
Zia and Will, 2 freshmen starting this game. How did you feel they handled the pressure?
Oh, they were great. They've both been great. Yeah, they've been awesome all year. And I think if you go back and look at when those 2 guys were inserted, I think we've given up 1 goal, and that's probably in like 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Talk about them as freshmen, just the ceiling for them over their careers.
Well, first of all, for Will, he's a redshirt freshman, so he's had a year here, and that always helps. It helps tremendously. And he's grown so much in the last year, and not only is he's a good keeper, but he's also becoming a very good leader for us as well. So him as a freshman, it's great to have both him and Jake, who have done well this year, for another 3. as far as the ad goes, for him to step in, it took him a little bit of time being international to catch it. And once he's caught it, we had no other choice but to put him in the lineup, and he's been great ever since.
Very good. All right.
Awesome.